Good evening, Priya ma'am, Biju sir, Miss Sarita, and all the educators.
Yeah,
Biju
good
sir,
evening, sir.
good evening. All right, hearty welcome to Extramural Education and Training. Once again, good evening to everybody. It's always a pleasure to listen to Priya ma'am. And we haven't had our sessions for more than a year now, I think.
No.
Yes, ma'am, I think, yeah.
No. From April onwards,
From
April
April
20.
onwards. Okay, okay.
Yes.
So say about 6 months. So it was
Yeah,
a missing indeed, you know, because she used to give us her sessions, her words of to share her words of wisdom every fourth Saturday, and lots of educators used to join. Today she is back, though she is equally busy. She has agreed to take up this session, CBSE provisions for CWSN, children with special education needs. So it's a very important topic, very exclusive session. Every school, every teacher, every educator should know the provisions, set aside for all the CWSN children, and the modalities to procure documents and the provisions at school level, all will be explained by Priya ma'am today. Let's listen to her very carefully. You can take this, this video will be shared at the end of tomorrow, maybe tomorrow morning. You can use it as a reference as well. Let's all wish Priya ma'am a very good presentation. Thank you so much, Priya ma'am, for offering this session. A hearty welcome once again. Let's listen to her. Over to you, Biju sir. Biju sir, please introduce Miss Priya Murali.
Thank you, Salam sir. Good evening to all. Good evening, resource person Priya ma'am.
Good evening, all. It is my honor to introduce today's resource person, Ms. Priya Murali. Ms. Priya Murali is a distinguished teaching professional with over 2 decades of experience in schools across Madurai, Mumbai, and Muscat. Her journey as an educator began at the Mahatma Montessori Matriculation Higher Secondary School, Madurai, where she served from 1990 to 1994. She later contributed significantly to the Indian School Muscat, working in the primary section from 2001 to 2020. Currently, she holds the position of principal at a very prestigious Cambridge school in Madurai. Beyond her leadership roles, she has been recognized as a peer assessor for school quality assessment and accreditation, SQAA, by CBSE, a lead auditor registered with the International Registrar of Certified Auditors, IRCA, and a certified NABET assessor. Notably, she was the first individual from the Sultanate of Oman to be selected as a peer assessor for SCOF conducted by CBSE. Her excellence in teaching was honored with the prestigious Best Teacher Award in 2018 by CBSE, making her the only recipient from the Gulf that year. In addition, she serves as a resource person for the CBSE, COE, and has authored a book on experiential learning. Known for her expertise in relationship management, Ms. Priya Murali has carved a niche in elevating the performance standards of both teachers and students. Hearty welcome, Ms. Priya. Please proceed. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much, sir. Shiju, sir. Yes. Sir, can I start?
Miss Sarita, you can share the PPT.
Yeah.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. So nice to see you again.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. How are you doing? Yeah.
I'm fine. How are you, ma'am?
Good.
I have a PPT ready. Just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, the first slide then.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Can I start with everybody's permission?
Yes,
Can I
ma'am.
start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So,
Yes, please.
good evening to all the teachers, and educators from different parts of the country who have joined in for this wonderful session, organized by this Extra Mile Education. Here we need to give credit to Dr. Abdul Salam sir, Mr. Shiju, and even Mrs. Sarita, who organize these sessions regularly for the benefit of the teachers. Okay, so without wasting a single minute, first and foremost, every teacher should know what does the CWSN stand for. Now, CWSN, the full form is Children with Special Needs, okay? And important, it's an educational classification used to identify children who require additional physical, medical, or psychological support to access learning opportunities at an equal basis with their peers, and this term, it covers a broad range of challenges, um, often grouped into 4 major categories. Just a brief, I'm just introducing it to you, what the CWSN means. Okay, so the physical conditions which affect movement, such as cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy, or locomotor disabilities. That is physical. Now, when I talk of sensorial, it is impairments related to the senses, including blindness, low vision, deafness, or even being hard on hearing. Third is developmental disorders like autism spectrum disorder. In short, it is termed as ASD, Down syndrome, or intellectual disabilities that affect, communication as well as social interaction. Then the most important, which we all face within the classroom, the behavioral as well as the emotional disorders, where all the mainstream teachers normally face this difficulty, challenges such as ADHD, anxiety, emotional disturbances that impact a child's ability to focus or regulate emotions. Now, special education, has gone a long way in India, definitely a long way in India. But, I always, when I address this even in my school today, it depends purely and solely, on the empathy of the teacher handling the student. Okay. And this is the, that feeling that the child is, suffering, and how do I help to improve the child? That should be the tone, that should be the mentality, that should be the mindset of every educator who, has such children in their classrooms. Okay. So keeping that in mind, so, CSWN, the students are supported through a variety of frameworks. Now, the first one, which you all should prepare, is an individualized education plan that is also shortly called IEP. Okay, it's a document, it's a customized document. It outlines specific learning goals and strategies or services needed to help such students. It will vary from student to student. That is why it is called as an individualized education plan. Now, second important, inclusive classrooms. That's the order of the day, right? Encouraging children with disabilities to learn alongside non-disabled peers in mainstream schools rather than being isolated, right? Then third, using assistive technology, tools such as braille books, hearing aids, and specialized software to facilitate learning. Then fourth, very, very important, crucial point, it includes providing accessible infrastructure. Now, what does that mean? Modifications like ramps, lifts, and child-friendly toilets to ensure barrier-free access. Okay. Then, does anybody, can somebody type in the type box, the chat box, as to, do you know the number of disabilities that are, that are stated as per the RPWD Act of 2016? Can anybody type? 21. Brilliant. That is Sunita Pramod. Absolutely brilliant. Yes. So as of 2026, the Right of Persons with Disabilities RPWD Act 2016, it remains the primary legal framework in India, officially recognizing 21 types of disabilities. Okay. And this list was expanded from 7 categories to provide broader legal protection and better access to government schemes. Now, what are the recognized disabilities? Okay, I give you the starting disability, and you're going to guess what is that disability. Let's play a small game. Okay, I'm going to refer only to physical disabilities first. Okay, now let me see. Starting with B. Anybody? Starting with B. A physical disability starting with B. Nobody? BL? Blindness. Wonderful. Second one. It is linked to this word, we. Okay, I give you first 2 letters so that it becomes easy for you. It will be much more easier. VI. This also is, yes, brilliant. Asma has answered it perfectly. Now, vision. Right. Then, fourth one is, this is also a physical disability. Okay. And it's actually, what I'm referring to is a disease, okay, but it is dash cured persons. So it is starting with LE. The disease starting with LE. Can anybody make a guess? Yes, fantastic. Sunita again, leprosy cured persons. Very, very good. Now, then the next physical disability. Okay, let me see if you're able to do it. Okay, dash impairment. So this is very easy. Anybody will be able to answer. Yes, Akila, very good. So hearing impairment, very, very good. Then the fifth disability. Let me see if you're able to crack this. Dash disability, okay, wherein it is linked to movement. Linked to movement. Nope, not physical. Starting with L, okay. Yes, Uttara has got it right. Locomotor disability, wonderful. Then the next disability, starting with D, okay, resulting in a short stature. Resulting in a short stature. Dwarfism, wonderful, Sunita, again. Okay, then the fastest fingers, attack the keyboard very well. So try to be faster with the keyboard, right? Then the next one, something which affects the posture, the motor control due to a brain injury. And it is, a part of it. There are 2 words to it. One word is palsy. I want you to, yes, cerebral. That's it. Wonderful. Then next disability. Now, I'll give you the first half. I want you to guess the next half. The first half is muscular. What is the next half? Come on. Yes, Monica, very good. Muscular dystrophy. So it's a group of genetic diseases that cause, weakness and loss, of muscle mass. Very, very, very good. Then last one, even, okay, let's see if you're able to guess it. Dash, attack victims. Dash, attack victims. Yes, acid. Wonderful. Wonderful. Good number of teachers have been able to guess it. Wonderful. Now, so this is one set. Then we also have this intellectual and, developmental disabilities, which include, dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, ASD. Then there are also disorders related to thinking, mood, perception, memory, etc. Then there is also multiple sclerosis. There is Parkinson's disease. Then there are, chronic neurological conditions there, which affect the nervous system. Then we also have hemophilia. We have thalassemia. Then we also have the sickle cell disease. Okay. We also have speech and language disability, and also being deaf and also blind. Okay. So a good number, there are about 20, 21 such disabilities. We should, under, today's session, it aims at understanding, the circulars, which has been provided to us by the CBSE. Madam, can you, Madam? Yeah. Yeah. Now,
Is this the right one, ma'am?
yeah, the first one. Yeah, issuing authority. Yes.
Yeah.
1 minute. Okay. So, now what this, anyway, sir is going to share this entire thing with you. Okay. And this is nothing but the circular that has been provided by the CBSE, which has been issued to the principals of all schools. Now, but we need to understand the circular. That is why we are all here together. Now, who issues this medical certificate? There is something called as a disability certificate. Please understand, which is issued by, government hospitals, okay, which is controlled by either the central or the state governments, okay, from the CMO, that is the Chief Medical Officer, civil surgeon, as well as the medical superintendent. So first is disability certificate issued by a government hospital. Then second, now disability certificate that is also issued by, institutes at the national level, which includes the National Association for the Blind, the Spastic Society of India, okay, etc. Then third important thing, a disability certificate which has been issued by non-governmental organizations, okay, and these non-governmental organizations are like the Rehabilitation Council of India, central government, okay, and practitioners registered with this RCI, central government, state government of the respective state. And please note that the disability certificate issued by the competent authority at any place will be totally valid, or it is accepted. Okay. And there are some annexures at the end of the circular. Sir, my humble request, that circular, you again share it with them, sir, as a part of the attachment, because this annexure, this annexure, I couldn't copy it into the,
Yes, yeah. That's
it's
too
very long,
vast.
sir. Yes.
Yeah.
So if you could help us there, it will be good. Okay.
We'll be sent to mail through mails.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. The next one, ma'am. Now, 1 minute, 1 minute. Most important. So, teachers, have you understood till here? You know, what will be issued? What will be issued? Come on. I'll be up. Yeah. What would be issued? Can somebody type in the chat box? What will be issued? Yes, a disability certificate. Okay. And it will be issued by a competent authority which is valid anywhere in the country. Is that very clear? It is valid anywhere in the country. Yes. Now, we all talk about this scribe. Let me tell you who is a scribe, okay? And we see there's something called as a compensatory time. Now, in fact, I've handled such children throughout, my teaching career. Always, a scribe is a person who supports the students in their writing, okay? In the writing of the examination. Probably sometimes their speed of writing would be, very less, or, they're not able to write, whatever reason, could be a locomotor disability. Sometimes it could be dyslexia, it could be any reason. So scribe, there is a provision for having a scribe, okay? And the candidates with disabilities as defined in the Rights of Persons with Disability Act 2016, please note, are permitted to use a scribe, okay, or allowed and allowed compensatory time as given below. So for a paper of 3 hours, how much duration? 60 minutes. For a paper of 2.5 hours, what is the duration given? 50 minutes. For a paper of 2 hours, it is 40 minutes. And for a paper of 1.5 hours, the extra time that is given to the student is 30 minutes. Okay. Now, so there is this annexure. Sir will share this annexure with you. It's not, it's a standard format. So while your principal applies it to the board, those annexures are required. So that's where I have put, please refer to annexure 3. Okay. Now, next slide, ma'am.
Just a minute, ma'am.
Yeah, no issues.
Yeah.
So the appointment of scribe, okay, and related instructions. The candidate shall have discretion of opting for his own scribe or reader, or request the examination center for the same. So there are 2 options that are available for the candidate. First option is to opt for his own scribe or reader. Second is to request the request the examination center to provide a scribe. Is that clear? Then next important, okay, you have asked for a scribe or a reader to the examination center. The qualification of the scribe should not be more than the qualification criteria of the examination. So which means if I am writing a grade 10 examination or a grade 12 examination, the scribe who is helping that particular student should not have a qualification of more than 10th standard or more than 12th standard. Normally, they, the qualification is lower than the class that the child is attempting for. Okay. See here, I didn't even notice this. So in case, okay, the candidate brings his own scribe, what happens? The qualification of this scribe should be one step below the qualification of the candidate taking the examination. So child is writing 10th standard, the scribe should be from 9th standard. Student opting for writing a 12th standard examination, what the scribe should preferably be from 11th standard only. Okay. And the person with these disabilities, okay, should submit the details as per performer at appendix 2. Right? Is this clear? Teachers, is this clear so far? Any doubts? Any doubts so far? Anybody? Is there any doubt for any teacher so far? So that is my pace okay? Is my pace okay? Is it?
Yeah, it's clear, ma'am.
Yes, I'm worried
clear.
about that. That's where I keep asking them, sir. Okay.
Ma'am, we have a set of questions. We'll ask them at the end. So
End.
teachers
Okay.
have already forwarded their questions.
Yeah. No. Why I keep checking with them is, to just check whether they have understood. That's my aim. That's all. Okay. Then the next one, okay, is the, yeah, ma'am, the next slide, please. Yeah, we finished this. Now, when should you meet the scribe? Okay, the scribe should actually be met only 2 days before the examination. Okay. And next important question, can I change the scribe, or what is the number of scribes that I'm allowed to use for the examination? Now, in case of any emergency, we are allowed to change the reader bar scribe. Okay. And when and this candidate also, whenever he's writing 2 different papers, especially languages, that time, using more than one scribe or a reader, is allowed. Let me put it that way. Okay. Then whose role is it to forward the details to the board? Is that clear? It is the duty of the center superintendent of the exam center who will forward all these details to the concerned regional officer of the board, giving full details, okay, of the candidate and the scribe. Okay. Now, room arrangement. There will be a separate room in which the student will write the examination. Okay. And where the scribe is allowed. So the scribe will be there, the student will be there, and most important, there will be a separate assistant superintendent, okay, who is again appointed by the center superintendent to supervise his or her examination. So how many people are there in this room? Can somebody make a wild guess? How many people are there in this room who are, when a student is writing an examination, when it is 1? Yes, perfect. It is 3. Okay, it is 3. So it is the scribe, it is the student, and third important person is the assistant superintendent, who also is appointed by the center superintendent to supervise his or her examination. Then the services of the scribe, are actually free of cost, and the scribe will be paid a remuneration, a small remuneration by the center superintendent as per the norms of the CBSE. Is this very clear till here? Is it very clear till here? I just want to know, yes. Yeah, I'm coming to all that. I mentioned, isn't it? So if I am of 10th standard, obviously the scribe should be one class lower. If I'm appearing for 12th standard, obviously it should be 11th standard. So it will be 1 year lower. That's all, right? Then, madam, next slide, please. Wonderful. Okay. Now, there are schools, okay, who, who are selected primarily for the purpose of conducting, which are centers for such, to support such children, okay? So a few selected schools are, made centers for this examinations, and teachers. Now, who is invited to do this supervision? That is the next thing, okay? Teachers from schools for visually impaired, okay? And teachers are appointed as assistant superintendents, and they are also appointed as invigilators to supervise the examinations. However, there is only one precaution that the board takes, is they appoint different teachers on different days, right? Then see the care that CBSE takes to promote this or to promote or to help such children. Answer booklets, of these candidates are sent separately by the center superintendents, okay? Then on the answer book, there is a separate column page, okay, indicating the category of the disability. And please note, unlike foreign universities or in other boards, that this use of the calculator is not permitted in any of the examinations that is conducted by the board, right? Right? Is it understood so far? Okay, fine. Next, this thing. Okay. Then what all will be allowed? Let us discuss that. Why should we talk of what is not going to be allowed? Okay. So first thing, a video magnifier, okay, is allowed for a visually impaired candidate. Visual plus impaired, hearing impairment, okay? A portable video magnifier, okay? Then come to that 0.8, okay? Now the computer will be allowed as per the actual needs and skills of students with disabilities, okay? And it will be it will be supported by a certificate, okay, recommending use of this facility, okay? And this certificate will cite the reason on which the use of the computer has been recommended. Is this very clear? Is this very clear? So now you tell me very categorically, what is the device that would be used for a visually impaired candidate? Nobody is seeing it? What is the device that would be used for a visual? Yes, video magnifier, FIHIA. Very good. Then, what type, how will a computer usage be allowed? How will a computer usage be allowed by the, how will a computer usage be done? Or how should the certificate do? Or what should it do? Or what should it state? What should the certificate state? Yes. It should allow. I'll come to your questions later. Okay. It is always provided by the examination center, so don't worry about it. So now my question to you is straightforward. So computer is there. Now for writing the examination, okay, your registered medical practitioner or a qualified psychological consultant, okay, will recommend the use of a computer facility for writing the examination, citing the reason for which the use of the computer has been made. Okay? Okay? Yes, ma'am. Next. Now. Next, ma'am. Yes. Very good. Now, we were talking about the use of the computer. Now, what is the use of this computer? The computer will be used, or it will be used for only typing answers, increasing the font size, for viewing the questions in a larger font size, and for also listening to the question items. Okay. Now, every candidate can bring his or her own computer. Now, but it has got a condition that it has to be duly formatted, okay? And the center superintendent will allow the use of such a computer only when it is inspected by a computer teacher, as well as and the same teacher, okay, monitoring the use of the computer, okay. And if there is some loss of time during this transaction, okay, or during this type of checking, the board allows the center superintendent to give that little more extra time, okay. And the most important point, the laptop or the computer that was bought by the candidate, okay, will not have obviously any internet connection, so as to maintain the ethics of the examination, right? Is it right? Yes. Then, okay. Then next, the candidate shall use the computer or the laptop for which permission has been taken. Again, all these requests have come along with some specific recommendation by a competent medical authority, and easily after getting that authority from the medical authority, it should be sent to the concerned CBSE regional office. Okay. Responsibility, okay, for using the computer shall solely lie on the candidate. Board will not be responsible for any mishap happening on account of the computer. That's all, right? So this is what it says. Okay. Then slide number 9, ma'am. Yes. Now this is another very, very important, that's where I put it in red and black. Okay. Very clear it will be. When do I have a provision of a reader? Okay. I have a provision of a reader when I'm, to read the question paper in case student with disability does not want the scribe facility. Now, please type, what is the difference between a reader and a scribe? What is the difference between a reader and a scribe? Please type. One line, one simple line. What is the difference between a reader and a scribe? Nobody knows? Quite surprising. Scribe writes the paper, reader reads the questions. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, the reader will be allowed, okay, provision of a reader to read the question paper will be allowed, but the role of such person will only be limited to reading a question paper. He cannot do anything beyond reading a question paper. Okay. Then second important point. Okay. This again, all these requests are made by the candidate, obviously through the principal. Okay. With recommendations by medical practitioners. Okay. And again, that process of sending it to the center superintendent forwards it to the regional office, that process, okay, goes on. Now, another very, very important, relaxation that is given to such students is, there is a relaxation that is given in terms of attendance to students. Some of these, and relaxation up to close to 50% is given to such students. And suppose there are such students in your school, the principal gives the recommendations with attendance details of the school of the candidate, along with supporting certificate from the registered, obviously, medical practitioner and a psychologist, right? So there is 50% relaxation in attendance. And fee, obviously, okay, let me tell you, there's no fee that is actually charged, okay, for visually impaired candidates, okay? Right. Now, flexibility in choosing subjects. Ma'am, next slide.
It's already there, ma'am. Exemption
ma'am.
from the third language. It's already there on screen.
No, ma'am. Flexibility. Okay, fine. This we finished. The fee we finished.
The
Then
next is
exemption from third language. Yes. Yeah. Candidates with disabilities, okay, will be exempted from third language. Straight one line answer. They are straight away exempted. Now, flexibilities of choosing subjects. Candidates have the option of choosing one compulsory subject as against two. And this language, should obviously be in resonance with the three language formula, which is prescribed by the board. So there's solid flexibility in choosing subject. Okay. Now, so besides one language, any 4 from the following groups can be offered. So you choose either from group 1 or you choose from group 2. Okay. And one important thing is, if the student is choosing computer applications from group 1, that student cannot choose information technology from group 2. This is a requirement from the board, right? This is an absolute requirement from the board. Ma'am, next slide, please. Yes. Then, bona fide residents of Delhi appearing as private candidate cannot take subjects having practical component at secondary level. Then, however, now can anybody guess why you cannot appear as a private candidate? Why somebody? Can somebody guess? Just one point also. Why do you think a private candidate should not appear for a practical component in the examination? Nobody knows? Quite surprised. Anybody who can make a wild guess? Anybody? Obviously, lab facilities are not for doing the component practicals. Practical component is not available for private candidates. So, it cannot be, they cannot take these subjects. So, but instead of this, they have the option of taking music. Students have the option of taking painting. Students have the option of taking home science as, yes, Ramalingam, very good. They won't have practical exposure. That's the main reason. And very, very good point. And next, there are these physiotherapeutic exercises, okay, are also considered equivalent to this health and physical education to the board, right? Very good. Now, what type of questions, okay, appear in the question paper? There are alternate type questions, okay, and in subjects of English communicative and social science, okay, maths, there are separate question papers, with big font size, okay, with subjects of mathematics and science, okay. So these are the type of questions. There are even separate question papers that are available for students. Yes, the next slide, ma'am. Yes. Then, yeah, after I mentioned this, disabled candidates are given separate question papers containing MCQs based on practical component in view of practicals in subjects of physics, chemistry, biology, okay? Then question papers in subjects of physics, chemistry, maths, and biology are without any visual input, okay? Then alternative type of questions are provided in subjects of history, geography, and economics, okay? And they are in lieu of questions having visual inputs. Now, these are some set of rules, which every school is expected to follow. And I felt that it is very important for our teachers to know what are these rules or what is the advisory that the board gives to the schools, okay? And what sort of guidelines does the board give, to support inclusive education of children with disabilities. Now, first and foremost, any child with special needs should not be denied admission in mainstream education, okay? They should not be denied, admission at all. Then, second important point, just giving admission does not mean that you're complying with the rules and regulations. You must monitor the enrollment of such children in your school, okay? Then that school should also give training to, support the teachers to use assistive devices, okay? Now, and it doesn't, yes, school should also give one. Then second important thing, trained teachers to handle such children should be available in all schools. Then, fourth point, there should be physical infrastructure that should be modified. That is provision of ramps, then lifts, then you could, the special toilets, okay? Then these sort of infrastructure facilities should be modified and be made available for children. Then ensure, okay, oh, the next line, I didn't, okay, ma'am, just one previous. Yeah, so ensure that everywhere it is disabled friendly, okay? And all educational institutions, including hostels, libraries, laboratories, buildings, everything have, barrier-free access for the disabled, okay? Next. Now, as a school, okay, the school should invest on study material for disabled, talking books, reading machines, and obviously computers with speech software. Then emphasis on availability of sign language interpreters, okay, transcription services, and, this loop induction system for students with language disability. And two very, very important factors, always check the requirements of a class, when it comes to such students. Then the most important point, the most important this thing that has to be done by all schools is the regular in-service training, for students at elementary level as well as in the primary level and the secondary level. It's not only elementary and secondary. I would also consider primary, upper primary, lower secondary, secondary, across the school, I would say, right? Then, I mentioned this. Now, there is one standard operating procedure. As a school, as a teacher, you should follow this standard operating procedure. Please remember, there is one CWSN portal also, which is available, functional with the CBSE. So your doubts and all could be, answered there. Then, if you still have doubts. So first, every parent should go through these instructions that are given by CBSE. You know of a child who needs support, call the parent, give these instructions to the parent. Okay, they should go through the instructions. Then this is the first step. Second step, what do you have to do? The parent should take the child to a medical center, okay, or a competent medical authority and get the medical certificate for the disability. Now, then parents need to take the certificate of disability to the school, okay, and make a request to the school principal. And the school will acknowledge the request that is made by the student. Then the school will forward this request to the concerned RO of the board, okay, within 7 days of its receipt, along with specific recommendations. Then in case of rejection by the school, the same should also be sent to the board along with reasons of such rejection. Then regional office will examine the request, okay, with the rules of the board, okay. And in case of rejection, there could be chances. What happens is reasons for the same will also be mentioned. Then next, you have to also keep in mind the last date for getting these exemptions. Now, there are 6 points that you have to follow in the standard operating procedure, right? So, yes.
Was that the end, ma'am?
Yes, that was the end.
May I stop sharing the screen?
Yes, please. Yes. So these are the, regulations that are stipulated by the board. Now, madam, can we go to the questions?
Yes, ma'am. I have the set of questions here.
Yeah.
We have around 15 odd questions.
Yeah.
So the first question goes, do the schools have to set up lift or ramp to fulfill the needs of the CWSN students? Is it compulsory?
Okay. See, accessibility, let me tell you, okay, is a legal requirement. Okay, it is a legal requirement. Now, when I say it is a legal requirement, what sort of that question, can you just repeat?
Yes, ma'am. Do the schools have to set up lift or ramp to fulfill the needs of CWSN students?
Yeah.
Is it
Fine,
compulsory?
I got it. So what are the different infrastructure facilities that the school can provide? Ramps, number 1. Second, accessible toilets. Third one, the handrails. Okay. Then the fourth one, then the signage. Okay. Then the fifth one, the lift access wherever applicable. Okay. So, yes, it is necessary to have all this. Good schools, let me put it this way, good schools normally have all this.
Ma'am, next one. How do you classify these type of students, and is it applicable to all students with special needs?
You're talking
Ma'am, I believe this question was already answered in the presentation.
Yes, in fact, the 21 types of
Yes.
disabilities, right?
Yes. So does any specific school or education is available for CWSN candidates?
Can it be more specific?
Ma'am, the question, is there any
Okay.
specific
Is there
school?
any specific school? Of course, there are plenty of such schools, plenty of such schools. Okay, yes, specific schools are available. Let me tell you, there are schools for visual impairment, there are schools for hearing impairment, there are schools for intellectual disabilities, there are schools for autism spectrum disorders, then there are also schools for multiple disabilities. There are, definitely.
For grade 12, can the scribe be from the same stream of grade 11?
Yeah, why not? But only condition is that child should be one class lower.
Grade lower.
That's the only condition, right?
Ma'am, I believe this also question was answered. What are the procedures to appoint a scribe to CWSN student?
Yes, cleared. Yes, yes.
What are the suitable physical activities for enhancing the engagement of CWSN children?
Okay. I've got a list of activities, okay? And whoever is interested can even note down. First, yesterday my students did this, walking on floor lines, okay? Then second, obstacle courses, then throwing, catching, these large soft balls, kicking balls to a target. These are all the gross motor activities. Then when we talk of fine balloon and hand-eye coordination, it could be probably, I'll give two examples here, balloon tapping or balloon volleyball. Okay, then beanbag toss into baskets. Then when I talk of sensory-based movement activities, it could be swinging, it could be pushing, it could be jumping, it could be bouncing. Okay, then when we talk of rhythm music and movement activities, it could be follow the leader movements, it could be simple dance routines, then yoga, stretching, and mindful movement. Now, when we do this, it supports students with anxiety, ADHD, and emotional regulation difficulties. So some of the activities, physical activities. And most important, the more the burnout for such students, the more better.
Ma'am, because these activities have proven to be best for ADHD and ADD students. They get relaxed.
Yes.
The energy is burnt out, actually.
Yes, that is the main reason. Yes, correct, ma'am. You're absolutely right.
How to integrate CWSN in normal class environment?
First, start with an inclusive mindset. First point. Then identify needs through an early assessment. 2. Then third, differentiate instruction. We don't do all this, ma'am. We, sorry, but we are compelling teachers to do. Third, fourth, use flexible teaching strategies. Okay. Yesterday or not yesterday, day before also, I told my teachers, my senior secondary teachers, to have 2 sets of notes. Okay. One for the very bright ones and one, at a simpler language, which they can decode for learning. This happened 2 days ago. You won't believe, ma'am, for 12th standard. So to what level have we to assure the differentiation is what I'm trying to indicate. Okay. So, then classroom environment matters. Then assessment with, your accommodation, then I have some more strategies, building peer sensitivity. Okay. Then collaboration, then, continuous teacher training. Continuous means continuous. And most important, awareness of this policy and legal support in India.
Ma'am, I also believe that peer education helps a lot because otherwise children
Yes.
are never sensitized, never ever
Buddy
sensitized.
support. They call it as buddy support. Yes.
Yes. Is there any relaxation in word limit or stepwise marking for CWSNs?
Yes, yes. This is, allowed in many cases. Okay, stepwise marking is
We
applied.
ignore spelling errors and things like that.
Yes, spelling errors. They only see for that particular word. Grammar is also ignored. There's so many, the focus is on whether the child has understood the concept. Okay. And there is no penalizing for poor handwriting, those sort of, then small calculation errors are also, minor calculation errors are also ignored, then, it's a little more liberal. Let me put it.
CBSE also has this provision for math, ma'am. They can take standard and basic math.
Yes,
in
correct.
Class 10. Class
Yes,
10.
yes, correct.
I believe the next question we have answered. Who all are to get extra time for provision? Extra time
Yes.
provision, we have answered that question. The
Mm.
next one, will there be a separate marking scheme for evaluating children with special needs?
Ma'am, generally they are very, very, very liberal.
Yeah.
So where is the question of having a special marking scheme? Yes.
What are the provisions for CWSN in primary and middle school?
Okay. See, provisions, no? See, some of these children are generally good in art. They're generally good in PE. I've seen they are very good in PE also. They're good in art. They're very good in music also. So we need to explore giving these opportunities to children.
How can teachers promote positive behavior and social inclusion in a mixed ability classroom?
Okay. You build a culture of belonging right from day one. Okay. Then second, you establish clear and shared expectations. Then use structured collaborate learning. Teach social and emotional skills explicitly. Then reinforce positive behavior. See the good in the child. Then model inclusive behavior yourself as a teacher. All this need to do. Then create opportunities for student voice. Then that's it.
Is it possible to accommodate CWSN with their peers in the same classroom and give them the support needed?
Yes, 100%. 100% you can. And I have tried it right at the primary level, ma'am. So you can.
I'm very proud. I belong to a school which also has, in my class itself, we have an inclusive child. We have had a child with muscular dystrophy, another one with cerebral palsy. So we know it is possible, very much possible.
Yes, very, very much possible. Yes.
Under current CBSE provisions, who is responsible for the appointment of a scribe for a CWSN candidate?
That also, I think I answered.
Yes.
Yes.
As a computer applications teacher, what kinds of hands-on activities can we make available so the child will retain it? What is the key ingredient we all need to focus on, as all kids are different and they are special?
Okay. First is learning by making. Learning by making. So they can design a birthday card, invitation, or a poster. Then create a simple budget for pocket money using that Excel sheets. Then they can make a quiz for a classmate. Okay. Then next, choice-based tasks. Okay. Then show me your understanding of tables in Excel by choosing one, a mark sheet, okay, a sports score table, a shopping bill, and a timetable. So, when you are involving them to such a level, it can happen. Then you can also have this pair and peer activities. One student, okay, explains steps, okay, the others executes it. So when you pair the student, you pair with one strong peer and one differently abled peer. So what you do, one executes and one
Gives the idea, sort of.
Yes. Then real world problems, you ask them to turn lessons into mini life problems. All this is possible, ma'am.
Yeah. How can teachers effectively identify early signs of learning disabilities in CWSN within a regular classroom?
Very, very easy. You should have a special educator in the school. Special educator at the start of every year. This is done. The identification is done by the special educator, the teacher, the class teacher, and the subject teachers who are handling that particular class. This can be easily found out maybe within even 15 days of, the child attending the class.
Ma'am, the next question, I'm just reading it out, but I believe we have answered them. What are the recommended teaching tools and resources for inclusive classrooms?
We have answered.
Yes. How can assessment methods be modified for CWSN as per CBSE guidelines?
Also, we have done.
Yes. How can technology be effectively used to support CWSN learning?
That also has been
Yes.
done.
What are the common mistakes to avoid while handling CWSN in mainstream classrooms?
Common mistakes. Don't, if you are a very empathetic teacher, every day I tell my teachers, be kind, be kind, be kind, irrespective. See, understand their problem, work along with them, try to support them in their learning journey. You should understand their difficulty to help them to succeed. And always, I believe that we should celebrate children. And how will you celebrate children? You can celebrate children only when you are able to help them achieve those small steps.
Yes, definitely. Ma'am, the last question. What are the possible schemes and relaxations available for disability students in CBSE? That also, ma'am, we have possible this thing. Ma'am, I had one question in the chat box.
Yeah.
How can children be taught in the library to do library activities?
Yes, very, very good. Now, what happens? Such children, if you notice, generally, who I have seen in my 25, 30 years of my career, generally the students don't do well in language. Generally. So, the most appropriate way to help them to improve is the one-to-one, session that the teacher has with this particular student. Okay, so small, books, Peter and Jane books and all, I'm talking from the elementary classes. Ask the, the so-called teacher to help the child to read out the books. Okay, so that is the way it should be done. Reading should be the essential foundation for such students. And they find it very difficult. Generally, to express, they find it very difficult. And it is only a very gradual improvement that you can see or see.
Ma'am, we have one Ms. Binita Pandey. Ms. Binita, you may unmute. Ma'am, we are not able to hear you. Please connect to your audio. Please unmute, ma'am. No, ma'am, we are not able to hear you. Are you connected to the audio? Ma'am, if you could please type your question, I'll read it out. Right now, we are not able to hear your question. If you don't mind, could you please type it out? In the meanwhile, Miss Uttara, please unmute.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes. So, ma'am, my question was similar to the scribe. Is the reader also supposed to be 1 year younger than the candidate, or is an adult, like an elder person,
No,
okay to
elder
be a
person
reader?
is not allowed, ma'am. Not at all allowed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Miss Divya, please unmute. Miss Divya.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, good evening.
Ma'am, for in the CBSE circular, it is specified as adult prompter for autism spectrum disorders, ma'am.
Correct.
So, may I be able to know about the specifications of adult prompter?
Yeah, I think I just read your question. See, a mother cannot be a prompter at all. Okay, I read that question. I don't know, somebody has put it, some Mahalakshmi Shankaran. Okay. No, these are appointed by the board, man. Yes.
Ma'am, could it be her brother can be,
No,
ma'am?
ma'am, no relatives are allowed. No relatives are allowed. Please. Okay.
So then the adult prompter means?
Adult prompter would be, it would be given, this selection would be done by the center, or the board would be sending, I mentioned, right? The board would send such candidates to the center for conduct of these examinations. So it will be from there.
Okay, the examination, the particular examination sender will arrange for that
Yes,
prompter, right, ma'am?
yes,
So the
absolutely.
one more doubt, ma'am, regarding this adult prompter can write or read, ma'am.
See, they can do only one thing at a time, ma'am. Okay, so either reading, if you notice, reader reads, scribe writes. So it is obviously only one out of the two functions.
Okay, so that according to their needs, we can opt, right, ma'am?
Yes, absolutely right.
Okay, one more question, ma'am, regarding so I have a student with the psychosis, ma'am.
Mm.
Is
Okay.
there any provision to include? So as of now, the child is in class 9.
Mm.
So there is no option which is mentioned in the CBSE circular regarding that psychosis, ma'am.
Mm. Can I
So
suggest?
then,
Can I
as of
suggest?
now, I have given us mental illness, ma'am.
Yeah, it is a mental illness, correct.
But is there any provision for such
See, as
student?
of now, there is no provision, but you can create a provision. I'll tell you how. Okay. You could
Okay.
probably write to the board. You can write, if I were you, I would write straight to the board. Okay. You write to the board. Okay. And through you're working for a school, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. So you share that concern with your principal. The principal can write to the board, okay, and ask for probably the sort of flexibility that could be offered to such candidates. Okay, because as of now,
Okay.
the provisions are not provided.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Head of inclusion. Head of inclusion, I'm sorry, we won't be able to catch your name. Please unmute. Yes. Please, you may ask your question. Unmute and ask your question.
Hi, am I audible? My name is Sangeeta Ajesh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi.
Ma'am, as you said, mother is not allowed to be an adult prompter. So any blood relative is not allowed as an adult prompter.
Yes,
Correct, ma'am?
correct, absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm having few students whose mothers are sitting as an LSA support, shadow teacher support. Till from KG,
Yeah.
they have been with their LSA support. So now the transition will be little difficult for the children because they are being with the mother as an LSA, who are trained mothers.
Yes,
It's
correct.
not simply, So there is no provision that I can make them sit as an adult prompter for them.
No, not at all, ma'am. Not
Can
at
I
all.
exchange them?
Can I suggest? We did have
Yes.
such students. What I
Yes,
do
ma'am.
is
Yes.
these students normally, when the mothers are there, right? What I can probably do in between, give them training with such prompters, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Give them training, ma'am. In between, they'll get used to it. Power, very. I've had such students, so we used to, help them like this.
Okay, so that the
very,
adult prompter can be a male and female, male or
yes,
female.
but I suggest, that's not a problem at all. Yeah. But I
Okay,
would
ma'am.
suggest a female for a female, a male for a male.
Okay, ma'am. So but no blood relative. That's it.
Not at all. Not at all.
Can I exchange and keep them? Like
Yeah, why
a mother
not?
of that side? Okay.
Yeah, that you can do.
Miss Rose, thank you, Miss
Okay,
Rosemary. Please unmute, Miss Rosemary. Yes, please unmute, Miss Rosemary.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
my question is regarding in the primary session, is it required that these children has to do all the three languages? There's always
Yeah, it was
been
clearly
concern from the
mentioned, no, ma'am. Third language not there. Clearly it was mentioned. So where is the question of doing three languages, ma'am?
because no, many schools are not allowing that. That's why I asked.
No,
So
many schools should comply with the board, ma'am. So clear you can show this circular also to your principal. Okay. You should show the circular, ma'am, and intimate your principal. Sometimes principals are also not aware, ma'am. I'm sorry to tell you. So you show the circular, say, see, third language, they need not have to do. It's so very clearly stated. So, that pressure will not be there for the student.
Thank you, ma'am.
Miss Benita, you may unmute. Miss Benita, you may unmute. You're unmuted, Miss Benita.
Still, I think audio issue is there.
Yeah, ma'am has an audio issue. That's what I said, ma'am. Your system might not be connected to the audio. Please check. Miss Vidya, Vidya is Sunil, please unmute.
Miss Benita can type in the chat box. I will keep it open.
Hi, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me, my dear.
Yeah. Actually, I have a child with intellectual disability in grade 3. So, as a calculator facility is not allowed for any type
Yes.
of
No, not allowed, ma'am.
combination.
Very sad.
Math exemption is allowed only in grade 10, I guess.
Yes.
So,
Now, can I suggest something?
what support we can
Can I suggest straight away? It's an internal exam. You're all your third standard, fourth standard, and all correct. So you make the examination friendly to the student to help him support his learning. That's all. Okay. It is what you create is what your question paper is going to be. You know the level of the child, not even your principal. Correct? So you do the question paper, your coordinator will know, your head of the department will know. So you prepare the question paper according to the child's level. That's it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I believe we are done with the questions. We have, let me just check one last one. Yeah, Miss Benita's question is here. My school children go for 2 languages, Hindi, Tamil, and English. If child is having problem in second language, how to go about it?
Second language means what is the second language?
Because the question says my school children go for 2 languages, either Hindi or Tamil and English. So the child has English, I believe, is compulsory. So the child has a problem with the second language. How to go about it?
Madam, again and again, I'm telling, as I mentioned during the course of my presentation, you focus on, which all the child can attempt easily, even in that paper. Then, coach the child according to, keywords, according, to things which can be easily solved by the student. Now, Hindi will normally be tough for students in the South. So my suggestion would be to opt Tamil, because Tamil is their native language and their home language, and normally they do that more, effortlessly as compared to Hindi. So, in the board paper, CBSE papers and all anybody can actually even the practice papers and all, plenty of practice papers and all are available. So you can easily identify what type of questions are asked. So you have to make an analysis of the questions. Please find out which he is able to answer easily, which he is not able to answer. Then for not able to answer, find small ways to help him to solve. That is the only way, ma'am.
Miss Sonia, you may please unmute and ask your question. Miss Sonia.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
As you already clarified regarding the provision for mother, which is not allowed according to the CBSE board, I just wanted to clarify what is the role of an adult prompter and to what extent he can prompt, what sort of prompts he can give, being an adult prompter. Can you explain a bit more on that?
Yeah, definitely. 1 minute. Definitely. 1 minute. 1 minute. Adult, 1 minute. The adult prompter, normally would, probably give few, starting points and ending this thing, and little in between. You can't obviously write the answer or cannot tell the answer. He or she is only a prompter, ma'am. Just probably, start.
Clues.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Clues. That is the most important part of it.
Miss Vidya, I believe, has one. Sir, can we take questions?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, Miss Vidya has one more question. You may answer. Sorry, Vidya ma'am, you may ask. Miss Vidya?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Ma'am, one of my student going to appear grade 12 exam. We have requested for scribe. We have applied through CWSN portal.
Ah,
So I just want to confirm, should we send the mail also to the board or the portal
no, ma'am,
application is
very clearly there is a this thing which is available in the board. Ask your principal to, send these details within the, what you call, there's a stipulated date, okay? So within that stipulated date, you are expected to send. If you don't get a reply, you resend the mail. That's it. That's all. Yes.
Do we have any other questions? Ms. Vidya, do we have a question from you? No.
Okay.
Sir, I
You
believe
can
we are
wind
done.
up, I think.
We are
Yeah.
done, sir.
Yeah, you can wind up.
Thank you, Ms. Priya. It was 8 months. It was so nice to see you again. And the questions were so patiently answered. I believe our educators are going back with a lot more inputs and a lot more practical things that they can take. They can do it in class. Thank you very, very much for being so obliging and so kind enough to answer our questions patiently. We look forward to many, many more sessions with you, provided the time that you get. You are extremely busy.
No,
So
no.
whatever
See, why
time-
I agreed to this, I should tell you. Oh, my head of the departments, made me as a strong teacher by providing such students in my classroom, ma'am. I also became resilient. I became more patient. I became more understanding only when I handled such sessions. So when sir told me this thing, it was very easy for me to, do this session. So because even I told you 2 days back, I had a conversation with my teachers to have different sets of, notes for different ability students. So that's it. Yeah.
So thank you once again. Thank you all educators for joining us and staying with us till the end, for participating whenever Priya ma'am asked you to participate. Thank you so much for that. So we look forward to yet many more sessions another time next week, definitely. Over to you, Salam sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Priya ma'am. Thank you so much. Very much grateful. And may God bless you
Yeah,
for
that I
your
want.
time and, lots of time you have spent. Even if, the circular is sent to you, you have spent a lot of time, and you presented it very clearly, clear. So thank you so much on behalf of all the participants who have joined. They must have taken away a lot of information, and whatever queries they had must have been cleared. So thank you everybody for joining. In fact, Priya Madam is a specialist in this, special education and counseling, and this is a favorite domain of hers. So that's the reason though we planned another topic, I requested ma'am, please take this up because exams are on the way, and this will be helpful for many schools and teachers. So thank you so much once again,
No,
Priya ma'am.
ma'am. No, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
And
Thank you.
equally, thanks to you, and thank you, Ms. Sarita. It was a short notice. I was struggling with my internet today. I couldn't, we made an introductory video of Priya ma'am also, but that was not sent. That's why, Mr. Biju S. Pillai read out her introduction. And Ms. Priya ma'am sent me the PPT. I have the doubt that whether I would be able to present it. That's why immediately I contacted Sarita ma'am.
Sarita ma'am is
It was of
right
short
hand
notice,
for
but
your education and training section.
Always a pleasure, sir. Always.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. So thank you everybody for joining. Thanks once again, Biju sir. Also, thank you. So let us, conclude here. Keep connected. We will meet next week again, and next month with Priya ma'am. Hopefully, if God wills and Priya ma'am agrees. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Salam sir. Thank you, Biju sir. Then thank you, Sarita ma'am, and thank you to all the educators across the country.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.
Good night.